Yeah. Hair flip. Yeah, I'm a badass bitch. I don't like it. Hair flip. Yeah. Oh my god. So you guys should be happy. Oh my goodness. Hair flip. But anyways, hair flip. Hair flipping on these toes. Hi.
Hello everyone and welcome back to your boy SeanDavieWay. Thank you all once again for your continuous support. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Today we will be getting into Doja Cat, surviving Doja Cat. I know a lot of the audience has been waiting for this video. Some people know a lot about Doja, some people don't. This is part one. We will have a 3-part series on surviving Doja. I truly hope you enjoy. Without holding you any further, let's get right into surviving Doja Cat. Doja Cat. Born Amala Ratna Zendaya Delamini, born on October 21st, 1995, known professionally as Doja Cat. She is an American rapper, singer, and songwriter, born and raised in Los Angeles. She began making and releasing music on SoundCloud as a teenager. Her song So High caught the attention of Kimosabi and RCA Records, with which she signed a joint record deal at the age of 17, subsequently releasing her debut EP Purr in 2014. After a hiatus from releasing music and the uneventful rollout of her debut studio album Amala in 2018, Delamini earned viral success as an internet meme with her 2018 single Moo, a novelty song in which she makes claims about being a cow. Capitalizing on her growing popularity, her second studio album, Hot Pink, in 2019, reached the top 10 of the US Billboard 200 and spawned the single Say So, which topped the Billboard 100 chart following the release of a remix featuring Nicki Minaj. This album was followed by her Planet Her in 2021, which spent 3 consecutive weeks at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and spawned the top 10 singles Kiss Me More featuring SZA and Need to Know. Described by the Wall Street Journal as a skilled technical rapper with a strong melodic sense and a bold visual presence, Delamini is known for creating music videos and songs that achieve popularity on social media applications such as TikTok. She is also well versed in the internet herself and is famed for her absurdly humorous personality and online presence. Apart from the nominations for 11 Grammy Awards, Delamini has received numerous accolades throughout her career, including a Guinness World Record, a Billboard Music Award, 5 American Music Awards, and 3 MTV Music Awards. Amala, aka Doja Cat, was born into an artistic family in the Tarzana neighborhood of Los Angeles, California. Her mother, Deborah Sawyer, is a Jewish-American graphic designer, and her father, Dumasani Dlamini, is a South African actor of Zulu descent, best known for starring as Crocodile in the original Broadway cast of the musical Serafina, and in 1992, the film of the same name. And the two had a brief relationship after meeting in New York City, where Dumasani performed on Broadway, but he was too busy on tour to spend time with Amala and her brother. He claims to have left his family in the US for South Africa out of homesickness, and in the hopes they would join him there. Yet Doja Cat has said on multiple occasions suggesting that her father is estranged from her, claiming that she never met him. Her father has denied these claims, claiming that he has a healthy relationship with his daughter and that her management team tried to block all of his attempts to contact her out of fear that they might lose her. After her birth, Amala moved from Tarzana to Rye, New York, where she lived for 5 years with her maternal grandmother, a Jewish architect and painter. At the age of 8, Amala moved with her mother and brother to the mountains of Santa Monica and practiced Hinduism for 4 years. The founder of the commune was American jazz musician Alice Coltrane. While living at the commune, Amala started wearing head coverings, scarves, and singing at the temple, yet felt like she could not properly be a kid with Hinduism constraining customs. Her family then returned to California in Oak Park, where she started attending dance lessons and experienced a sporty childhood, often skateboarding and visiting Malibu for surf camps. Amala and her brother also experienced harsh racism as they were the only mixed-race children in their area. In 2018, Doja Cat sparked controversy on social media when her Twitter history revealed the usage of the F word. In a tweet from 2015, she used the word to describe hip-hop artists Tyler, the Creator, and Earl Sweatshirt. Doja Cat initially defended her past remarks, but later issued a series of apologies for her words and has since deleted her tweets. As a result of the controversy, Doja Cat was declared the Milkshake Duck of 2018 by NME. Doja Cat, a heavily memed musician, tweeted about using the F word while in high school. Doja Cat went viral earlier this month after people became obsessed and delighted with her song, Moo. Lines from it like B-I-T-C-H, I'm a cow, and got milk, B-I-T-C-H, got beef, also became a meme. In an interview with Complex, the singer called the song's success crazy. It's really crazy this blew up because it's been 4 months since we released my first studio album, and we're planning this tour, she told the outlet earlier this month. For this to happen right before we take off is hugely surreal. Doja Cat's tweet using the gay slur has been deleted, but screenshots are circulating on Twitter. In the tweet, she says she used the slur roughly like 15,000 times in her life. Her quote of her tweet: I called a couple people F words when I was in high school in 2015. Does this mean I don't deserve support? I've said the F word roughly like 15,000 times in my life. Does saying the F word mean you hate gay people? Do I hate gay people? I don't think I hate gay people. Gay is okay. The tweet resulted in a wave of backlash, with people, including star Deborah Messing from the show, Will and Grace, discussing it. She says, how can you be so ignorant? Messing tweeted at The Star. Let's get into Deborah Messing's tweet. Seriously, at Doja Cat, how can you be so ignorant? Do you know how many people are hurting? Use your fame and platform for good. It's a privilege. In March of 2020, Doja Cat received backlash after saying on Instagram Live that C-19 was only a flu and that she was not scared of it. Later that October, Doja Cat was criticized for participating in Kendall Jenner's Halloween and birthday celebrations during the C-19 pandemic. Doja Cat tested positive for C-19 after downplaying it. Back in early March, Doja Cat had some words for those she said were unnecessarily afraid of C-19. During an Instagram Live on her verified account, the sometimes controversial rapper and singer said she didn't fear the virus and that she has some NSFW words for those who did. It's a flu, she told her followers. You just take some Mucinex and drink water and tea and sleep. That's all you gotta do. She has now revealed that she contracted C-19. Here's what happened. Doja Cat went live on IG, which she has millions of followers. A lot of them are young and impressionable teenagers, some adolescent that follow her. And we all know how big of a deal C-19 has been. A lot of people have lost their lives. This is very serious. But she didn't look at it that way. She looked at it as, and look, it's just a simple flu. It's just a simple cold. Drink some tea, take some Mucinex and whatnot, a little cold medicine, and you'll be just fine. Get some rest. It's no big deal. Although most flus do not put you on ventilators, and things of that nature, but still, she says, hey, it's just not a big deal. She contracts C-19 herself. She tests positive for it, and she does not come live and discuss it. And a lot of people found that very, contradicting, because you just said it's not a big deal. Now that you've gotten it, come live and show us that it's not a big deal. Show us that you're doing all the same things that you were doing, or that all you need to do is just take a little bit of Mucinex, drink a little bit of tea, and you'll be just fine. So she got a lot of backlash for that. And she also went to Kendall Jenner's party, her Halloween party, the same year that the pandemic broke out. And a lot of people frowned upon that too. They were very upset that she was at that party, and they were upset with Kendall because Kendall got a lot of backlash as well for throwing the party in the first place. So a lot of people were angry with Doja because it's just like, girl, chill out. Like, I just lost family and all of this over, C-19. Just because you haven't lost anybody or you haven't been really, really sick from it, it doesn't mean that that's not what's going on. In May 2020, a 2015 song by Doja Cat titled Didn't Do Nothing resurfaced. Didn't do nothing is an all-right term used to ridicule African-American victims of police brutality who claimed they are innocent. After apologizing, Doja Cat said although the song was intended to flip the term's meaning, it was a bad decision. Doja Cat went on to reject the public's interpretation of the 2015 song Didn't Do Nothing, after many claimed the rapper was mocking police brutality. And the rapper said that instead she was attempting to reclaim the term, which is used by racists typically referring to an unarmed black man or woman gunned down by police, after it was used to insult her. I'm a black woman. Half of my family is black from South Africa, and I'm very proud of where I come from. As for the old song that's resurfaced, it is in no way tied to anything outside of my own personal experience. It was written in response to people often use that term to hurt me, she wrote, admitting it was a poor choice. I made an attempt to flip its meaning, but recognized that it was a bad decision to use the term in my music. She added, I understand my influence and impact, and I'm taking this all very seriously. Doja concluded by saying that she loves her fans and that she's sorry for upsetting or hurting any of you. That's not my character, and I'm determined to show everyone moving forward. People believe the chat room video and controversial song indicated a pattern of self-hatred, internalized racism, and cynicism towards victims of police brutality, like Sandra Bland, who died under police custody that same year. But criticisms of Doja's online behavior is nothing new. The context of the track barely seemed to protest against the black community. However, the controversy sparked when the reference to the title of the song is which is thought to be mostly associated with the alt-right communities who are white extremists. Didn't Do Nothing is a mockery against the plead of the African Americans who were subjected to police brutalities around the country. Despite the claim, certain lyrics seem to side with the African Americans. How much money could a didn't do make if a didn't do? Did all the things that you wish to. The above lyrics seem to side with the innocence of African Americans who are perceived to be crooks or thugs who make money through illegal means. But they are still poor, and if they did all the crooked deeds as presumed by society, they would not be so poor, says Doja Cat. I wanted to say that because the whole song Didn't Do Nothing is not like literally negative towards black people, but the overall of the song is negative towards black people. She did say what she said in the track, these lyrics, to state that she does side with the community with certain things, more so of that type of stereotype, but she was still stereotyping black people throughout the song, which didn't make sense. So when this song came out and people were just like, whoa, Doja, this is really offensive, especially towards black people, she said that she was trying to reverse the term Didn't Do Nothing, how black people have reversed the term N-word, how we reverse that. She said that that's what she was trying to do. But the problem came in when her Tiny Desk video, which we're about to get into, when her Tiny Desk video, which is a social media platform to where people, it's like a chat room that people can come in and have discussions. She was with the alt-right community. The white supremacist community is where Doja was spending the majority of her time, even saying racial slurs towards black people while she was there. So Doja, how is this song Didn't Do Nothing supposed to be you reversing the term when you are literally sitting with people that believe in this derogative term? You are sitting with the people that agree with this. You are sitting with the people that stereotype black people, that are prejudiced towards black people, and that are racist against black people. These are the people you're hanging out with and, you know, being romantic with and, you know, all these things. But when it comes to the song, we're supposed to believe that you're, you know, I'm black, you know, I'm proud of my black heritage, my African heritage, when you are doing everything against said black heritage. That doesn't make sense. So I don't believe Doja Cat. I believe that this song Didn't Do Nothing, in my opinion, is to be, you know, it's towards black people. It's, you know, to make us feel bad, look bad. And when I do, in my honest opinion, listening to that song, if it wasn't that big a deal, why did Doja make sure the song was removed? Why does she, every time the song comes up, she's apologetic? You know, because you knew you were wrong. Why go into something knowing that you shouldn't do it, knowing that you shouldn't say it, but at the same time, you want to make it seem as if you are sorry. Like, no, you're not. You weren't sorry when you thought, it's not like she found out the term was bad after she did the song. You knew the term was bad. You went into it knowing that you should make a song like this. And to add insult to injury, she was on the Tiny Desk saying racial slurs. So clearly you believe in this Didn't Do Nothing term. The same year Sandra Bland died, a lot of people felt that Doja Cat made this song about Sandra Bland, basically saying that Sandra Bland was not innocent, you know, y'all always didn't do nothing type of situation. Some viral threads about Doja's activity on TinyChat claimed that the song was recorded in response to the arrest and subsequent death of Sandra Bland in 2015. Doja denied that Didn't Do Nothing was connected to Bland's death and said that she found these rumors personally hurtful. Doja's quote, "That song is in zero ways in no way connected to the police brutality or Sandra Bland," she said. "To see my song that I made connected to an innocent black woman's death is one of the most hurtful, awful rumors that I have ever encountered. I don't see in what way, how that's okay to push or create a story like that around a song I made." Well, Doja, I'm gonna have to disagree. The song Didn't Do Nothing is correlated towards black people, whether a man or a woman, that has been subjected to police brutality, some fatal and most fatal. So that is literally what the term describes, and that is literally Sandra's situation. So people didn't find it that coincidental that the same year of her passing, which meaning the song was made after Sandra passed away, it was not made before. Now that I would understand though, just saying like, oh, well, why would people even say that when this song was made, she was still alive and well here on earth? No, that's not the case. So that means that that song could definitely be correlated towards her, towards Sandra Bland, towards you saying that she is another one of those didn't do nothings. So I don't see why Doja doesn't get that. It's the obliviousness for me. She just tries to act like she's so oblivious to all of these hurtful things that she's done and said towards the black community. I just find that very weird. But yeah, Doja, once again, I disagree. That song definitely does correlate with Sandra Bland's passing.
Sandra Bland, I clocked that.
Doja Cat denies stripping for white supremacists and using racist insults. The star took to Instagram to address several accusations, including the suggestion that she stripped for white supremacists in a video chat room. While she called the allegation 100% incorrect, the star admitted to dumb behavior in her past. "I'm sorry if I hurt you or made you feel in any way upset," she told fans. The controversy was triggered by the emergence of an old song under the title Didn't Do Nothing, a term used to disparage black victims of police brutality. Some people claim the lyrics referred to Sandra Bland, a black woman who died in police custody in Texas in 2015, although Doja never mentioned her name in the song. Subsequently, footage began to circulate of the singer participating on the video chat site TinyChat, making sexual comments to men who were reportedly members of the alt-right incel community an online subculture of white supremacists who are involuntarily celibate. In a statement posted to her Instagram on Sunday night, Doja tried to put the videos into context. "I've used public chat rooms to socialize since I was a child," she wrote. "I shouldn't have been on some of those chat room sites, but I personally have never been involved in any racist conversations. I'm sorry to everyone I offended." Doja comes forward and she states that, hey, I wasn't a part of any racist conversations. I'm not using any racial slurs. I'm not doing anything like that. So if I've done anything in the past that may have offended you, I'm sorry, but that's not me. I didn't do that. So at this point, the Tiny Desk was not viral. It was not viral to the point to where, shout out to Hollywood Unlocked, when they dropped it, that's when it was like, it spread like wildfire. It was everywhere once it was verified that that was Doja in the video. So at this point, Doja could technically deny it because there's no, viral proof, especially going around showing her saying this. It was just a rumor. People were saying like, oh, there's this video that I saw and Doja was in it and she's laying across the bed in front of white supremacists and she says the N-word with an R to these men, to try to appease them and whatnot. So she could deny it. Then the video drops. So now it's to the point to where she has to acknowledge it because this is clearly you in this video. But instead of coming forward and telling the truth, what does Doja do? She lies again. This is what pushed the narrative with the Didn't Do Nothing song against Sandra Bland even more, because it's like, well, you lied to us. You told us that you were trying to reverse the term didn't do nothing. You said this song was not about Sandra Bland, that you were not coming at an innocent black woman that lost her life. You were not doing any of those things. And now this video coming for you laying across the bed saying the N-word, clearly you lied to us about everything. Now, I believe the song Didn't Do Nothing is a racist song towards black people. I also believe that you were taking shots and throwing shade at Sandra Bland in that song. You were doing all of those things. So that it got bad. And instead of Doja, once again, coming forward, telling the truth, she lies again. Doja Cat again denied taking part in the racist conversations, while admitting there is racism that happens across Tiny Chat, suggesting it was more prevalent there than on other social media sites. However, the star added that she had been a moderator on the site before her musical career took off and had banned users for comments that were racist or abusive towards women.
Your shirt is like a... Oh my God. Your shirt is like a... Oh my God.
Quick sidestep. So if you are a moderator that was preventing people from using racist content and racist slurs towards people, if you are also on Tiny Chat knowing that racism was very prevalent there, that it was very common on there, why would you even be there in the first place? It just doesn't make sense. And as a moderator, no different than being a moderator on YouTube or anywhere else, you were there to ban racial slurs and very abusive things towards women. Then why would you, as a woman, lay across their bed and say a racial slur in Tiny Chat, like there, where you know that so it's like you went there because you got to be racist. You like to be able to outwardly say things that people are going to be shocked by, but how you really feel. You get to say how you feel instead of just kind of let it sit in your brain. You get to say it out loud. Once again, you said that you were there to prevent racial slurs. Why would you be using them? Doesn't make sense, but let's keep going. Doja's quote, "I've been targeted by it now and I know it's controllable," she said. The narrative that it's a white supremacist chat is absolutely 100% incorrect. Side note, so Doja saying that this wasn't a room full of white supremacists. Probably not. I would have to agree with her. But if there's a room full of 100 people, at least 20 to 30 of them are white supremacists in the area of the chat room that she's in, like the part of the Tiny Chat she's on. We all know when you go to chats, there's topics and there's kind of sectors, if you will. So if you want to go in there and talk about health and fitness, or if you want to go in there and talk about gossip, or if you want to go in there and talk about TV shows and stuff like that, you know where you're going to go. So if she's over there with people that are racist, then that's where you are choosing to go. You are choosing to go where the supremacists are. That is how racism, the majority of the time, is going to come up. Doja said herself that she knew that there was a lot of racism that goes on Tiny Chat. That's why she's a moderator, to prevent a lot of the racial slurs and the damaging things said against women, right? So you know that the place you are going to is full of racism. You know that because it's more so of a white supremacist type of place. this is the area of the tiny chat that you are going to. You're not on here on the part of the tiny chat where they're talking about music or they're talking about struggling artists. You're not doing any of that. You're over here where the racist people are because this is where you want to be. So stop making it seem like we're dumb, Doja. You knew exactly what you were doing. And I believe that there is other footage of her doing these things and saying other crazy things about the black community, but we just haven't seen it. But there is more. If she did this, there's plenty of more. But let's keep going. Doja Cat further addressed people who said she was guilty of internalized racism and self-hatred, saying, "I love my skin color. I think I'm beautiful." She acknowledged that some of her promotional photos may have been lightened to a certain point, but claimed that that just happens. "I'm not behind editing my photos." As she also denied mocking Beyonce following a video that spread across social media in which she appears to refer to the star as Bianchi. "Beyonce is the cream of the crop," she said. "Beyonce is the reason why I believe I can be who I am. Beyonce is one of the driving forces of who I am in my career. Beyonce is undeniably talented, and every time anyone has ever came for Beyonce, I was there. And that's all I have to say."
Fully, I don't understand it in any way. And not even full, I just don't understand how... You know what I do understand? Is that there is racism that happens across Tiny Chat. And there is racism that happens across Instagram. It just happens more on Tiny Chat because it's not as monitored. So, it's because people aren't paying attention. There are mods that are idle. This happens. And there was a time where I was a mod and I was able to ban people for actions like that or being harassing women. This happens a lot on Tiny Chat. But Tiny Chat is a place for everybody. It's a place for all walks of life. And sometimes it's hurtful to people. It's hurtful to my fans because of me. Because I spent time maybe not banning at the right... I've seen it, and I know that I've been targeted by it, and I know that it's controllable. But the narrative that it's a white supremacist chat is completely incorrect. There was a video about me that came out a few hours ago. I don't think it's been a day. But the video that came out was about me, and they misinterpreted what I said in a clip on Tiny Chat. So the clip that you see me where I was, and yes, this is me 100%. I'm dumb, but I'm also drunk. But on the other side of things, I can be concise, I can be clear, I can speak, I know how to speak. I am smart, but I'm also kind of, and then I say hard R, the N-word. Now, they thought that I was saying, and maybe some of you thought that I was saying, call me the hard R N-word. I'm in no way into race play. It's not something that, I don't know anybody who does it. These people who made this video about me are Abbott and Preach, who made this video. I think it was Preach that knows people who are into race play. I am in no way. I am completely not in.
I have woken up like this. I have woken up like this. Ladies, tell them. I have woken up just like this. I've woken up like this. What's your favorite Bianchi song? What's your favorite Bianchi song?
In this viral video that was circulating, Doja clearly says in the video Bianchi, and Bianchi is adding monkey with Beyonce's name. So she's basically calling Beyonce a monkey. Doja thinks she's funny. She thinks that she's a chameleon. And why she thinks she's funny is because she's been around predominantly white people. So with her being around these white people and making black people the pun of the joke, they probably do laugh. But to somebody black calling Beyonce Bianchi and, you know, basically stating that you can lay across beds in front of white men, whether they're supremacists or not, and say the N-word with an R, none of that is funny. I think she was doing the same thing in the Tiny Desk video. She thought what she was doing was funny. She thought that she was being intelligent and being funny in a colorful way when it was actually pretty dark, and a lot of people had a bad taste in their mouth after Doja said some of the things that she said. And where there's smoke, clearly there's fire, Doja. Why would people keep making you be something that you're not? You're doing things and people are realizing what you're doing and saying. And before you actually became famous, it wasn't a big deal that you were being racist and saying racial slurs about people. But when you became famous, you were still doing these things. You didn't realize the amount of tension or how big of a microscope people will put over your words. So she keeps contradicting herself. She consistently apologizes for things she swears that she didn't do. If you didn't do something, there's no reason to apologize for it. If you did say something and somebody took it wrong, then that's how you apologize. I'm sorry if you took what I said that way, but that's not what I meant. You saying Bianchi is clearly you're saying that Beyonce's a monkey. Like there's no if and or trying to change it and dress it up and make it better because you're saying, oh, Beyonce is the cream of the crop. Well, was she the cream of the crop when you called her Bianchi? When you were basically referring to her as a monkey? Was she the cream of the crop then? Or was she the cream of the crop because people noticed what you said and you know that Beyonce is one of the biggest stars on the planet and you don't want to mess up that affiliation because you didn't think people caught what you said, Doja?
Now, Beyonce TikTok. I saw something about how people thought that I was coming for Beyonce. Beyonce is the reason why I believe that I can be who I am. Beyonce is one of the driving forces of who I am in my career. Beyonce is undeniably talented in every fucking time.
Fans were also questioning Doja in the chat. They were wondering why she always let the people that edit her photos and videos make her so much lighter than what she actually is, since she goes around acting as if she loves her skin complexion. She loves the fact that she has melanin, she loves her skin color, she loves this, she loves that. Which people found weird because if you love your skin so much, then why do you always have them change it? Why do you always allow that? Doja's reasoning is that she does not control the editing of her videos or photos. They choose to lighten her. She pretty much takes the photos, records the videos, and then when she sees the final product, then she's 10 times lighter. That is false. With most people, sometimes they do just, lighten you up and Photoshop you and, touch up the photo with their own type of editing to where you are, kind of shipped and shaped into something other than what you represent in real life. That does happen. You take a photo and the next time you see it, you kind of look completely different from what you actually look like. So that does happen. But overall, when most people, when they're doing videos and stuff like that, they let you see the final editings, they let you see the final cuts, they show you multiple photos. Some are lighter than others, some are Photoshopped more than others, and they kind of let you choose. They let you do that. And even sometimes when you choose, they will select other imagery instead of what you wanted. But at the same time, if Doja wanted to be more melanated in her photos, she could definitely make that come across. She doesn't want to. It's that simple. Just tell the truth. Not all photos you have control over, but the ones that you do have control over, you're a lot lighter in those photos too. Explain that. Doja makes it seem as if she was not raised by her father, which she wasn't. She makes it seem as if she doesn't have a relationship with her father, which she does. She stopped having a relationship with her father at a certain point, and that's her prerogative. But Doja Cat has tried to make it seem as if she's never met her father, even publicly says she's never met her father, and that can be more of a lie. Her father had a relationship with her. He's been trying to contact her and be in his daughter's life, but he said that her team is holding him back from that happening. He's tried to contact Doja on numerous occasions, and every time he's basically shut down by her team. And I'm sure somebody has alerted her in some way, shape, or form that her father has tried to contact her, but Doja doesn't care. So that's between her and her dad. I can't say anything towards that relationship besides the fact that Doja does not have a relationship with the Black community. She absolutely does not. And how I know she doesn't is because her mother, which is a Jewish white woman, and her grandmother, who is another Jewish white woman, are the ones that raised her. Doja, I feel, has internalized issues that she's had with the black community due to the white community. And why I say that is because Doja, growing up in California, skateboarding, being around predominantly white people, being raised in a predominantly white area, it is a higher chance that white people are going to be ignorant to her qualities, her traits, to her hair texture and things in that nature. She said that her and her brother dealt with a lot of racism in the area that they lived in, and I absolutely believe her. She's different. Her and her brother are different. You guys look different. Your skin complexion's different. Anything different is going to be pointed out. So I do believe that. But I do also believe that they didn't have the right tools so that they could know how to be strong black people. So when people would talk about her hair texture and things in that nature, she doesn't know much about it herself. You know, her mother's Jewish. They have two different hair grades. You know, her mother's hair is one way, her hair is another way. What her mom does to her hair is not going to be the same thing that Doja does to hers, with her hair being coarse and having more so of African-American traits or African traits when it comes to her hair. So if a white kid is walking up to her, ridiculing her about her hair, or just have questions about her hair, she can't answer them, and she also doesn't know how to defend it because she has not been given the proper tools to know why these people think what they think and why they're saying what they are saying to her. So part of me kind of felt bad for her, because it's like, oh, okay, well, you weren't given the necessary tools to be able to be efficient as a black person. You don't know much about being a black person. So instead, it's an internalized kind of like self-hate, because it's like, why can't I be just like everybody else? You know, like, I'm white too. Why does everybody keep pointing out my black traits instead of, and you know, and it's enough to make you angry, especially if people are ridiculing you for it. If people are making Doja feel bad for being black, if people are making her brother feel bad for being black, then it's going to be hard for them to fight for something they don't understand. You know, if you understand being black, then it's easier to fight for it because you've been taught the tools by your family members and your black friends, or, you know, things of that nature. But if it's kind of just you and your brother, the only thing that shows anything of being black, and he doesn't know pretty much any more than you know, then it's like, what do you do besides kind of hate yourself? And I think that she did. I think that, you know, the white girls and stuff that she hung around, she kind of wanted to fit in with them and be around them and hang out with them. But when it came to the sleepovers and to do our hair and things in that nature, it was different. It wasn't the same. And I think that they pointed that out as a negative instead of pointing it out as a positive. I'm sure she had great friends around her that embraced her for who she was, but I'm sure there was even more who didn't. So with that being said, I do kind of feel bad for Doja. And in part 2, we will definitely get into how she cares more for the white community, which is fine, but I think that she needs to kind of admit it so that she can understand it and have growth from it. Get in the black community and actually figure out what we're about and who we are, instead of just what you see on TV. But I love you all, and thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I will see you all on the next show. Until then, bye.